Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Terminator face and arm painting. These are the materials that we're going to be using in today's video. You can also see a list in my description box below. And this is what the finished painting is going to look like. This is something real fun that I've been wanting to do for a while. And what I'm actually doing here, I've got some light tan Starblend Mehron powder. And I'm basically just trying to contour parts of my face just to try and make myself look a bit more like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because he has some real kind of deep cheekbones and real kind of deep chin area here on his face. So what I'm doing, I'm basically using a blend of light tan and dark brown Starblend powders with a Smoothie blender. And I'm just kind of bringing up my mouth area and then also just underneath the lips here. And I'm just kind of building this up slowly, a little piece at a time. I'm just working here, kind of just contouring my nose a little bit more. And what I'm actually doing now, I've got some white DFX paint, and I'm using a number 4 Mark Reid brush here. And even though it kind of looks like, you know, I've got kind of like white patches here and there everywhere, there is a little method to my madness that I'm doing right here, right now. And these white parts that I'm actually using, I just want to use these more on my face just to kind of reflect and bring out some bigger pieces. I'm actually highlighting the cheek area here a bit more. And I'm just also building up the chin area here. And also just kind of highlighting here a little bit under the eyes and a bit more there on the forehead. I'm going to concentrate a little bit more on one side of contouring my face to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, because the other side I'm actually going to use it to have the torn away part, so you can actually see the Terminator exoskeleton underneath. And now what I'm actually using is a Smoothie blender with some light tan, and I'm covering over this white paint here, so it kind of gives it a little bit more solid base. And as you can see here, it's still light colored, but it's actually blended a little bit more in with my skin tone. So now I'm actually just kind of changing the way that my face looks a little bit more. Just kind of doing the same up here on the forehead. And the thing I like about this, it kind of makes it look like, you know, my face is kind of battle worn and kind of been a bit kind of dirty and grounded in. And I'm just going to do the same here a little bit on the other side. And then what I'm doing now with a number 4 Mark Reid brush and some white DFX, I'm now building up the part of the exoskeleton that I want to work. The reason I'm going in white paint right now is if I do make a mistake for any reason, it's very easy just to wipe off with a makeup wipe, and I could actually just go over it again. And these white part here, I'm actually going to use them as if they're like bullet holes. And now what I'm coming in is with a 3/4 inch Mehron flat brush and some Silver Paradise paint. And now I'm building up the silver parts here of the exoskeleton, which is underneath the skin. And I'm just trying to cover as much area here as I can. And then I'm going to switch it out for my number 4 brush and just add more silver parts here, just to kind of get some of the small areas in. And now I've got my black Mehron powder, Starblend powder with a Smoothie blender, and I'm blackening out my eyes just so it kind of looks a bit more in depth and sunk in. And then I've got my number 4 Mark Reid brush, and I'm actually just enhancing these areas here. And what I'm doing now, I'm just kind of stippling the brush here, just as if some of the skin's been broken away. And there, as you can see, I'm working on some of the hydraulic parts here on the face. Just kind of outlining there. And as you can see, that white paint that I had is really working well here, because that's kind of helping having the highlighted areas that I wanted already. And I'm just going to carry on stippling here, just on the side of the face, like so. And I'm just going to work a little bit more here around on the chin area. So that's the basis there of the shape that I want, showing like where my skin's been torn apart. And now I've got my number 2 brush, and I'm just kind of building up some layers here, just outlining certain areas, but I'm going real thin with this. I don't want to go too thick. And you know, I can actually just kind of blend this in with the brush, or even just with my fingers, just so it kind of gives this a little bit more shaded effect that I'd like to do. And you just kind of slowly build this up in layers. And now I'm working here on the bullets, the bullet wound part on my exoskeleton skin. And just don't go too thick here, just kind of outline the areas there that you want. And then I've got this really cool kind of filbert flat brush, and I'm just kind of blending in these lines with my skin tone, as you can see here. And just make sure when you do this you don't have too much paint. It's just wet enough that you can actually just smooth this and blend this in, like so. And it's going to do a little bit more blending here. And what I'm doing, I'm actually kind of leaving a thin line of the skin tone color and just coming with the blend around, because I really want to try and get as best as I can the illusion of the skin being torn and the skeleton, the exoskeleton look underneath, just like this. And now I'm just kind of blending in a little bit more of these areas. And now what I'm doing, I'm coming in with my number 4 Mark Reid brush and some white DFX, and I'm just adding some white highlights just to show that the light's been reflecting off this metal, just so it kind of makes it look a little bit more 3D and sticks out a little bit more. And I'm just going to add some white highlights here to the bullet wounds, and I'm going to add a little bit more here on the chin area as well. And now what I'm doing, I've come in with some red Mehron powder and a small Smoothie blender, and I'm gonna actually want to show like where the Terminator's red eye is glowing out. And then I've added a white dot, and I'm gonna kind of come back in and actually just cover this up. I can come back and do another white dot here, because what I want to do now is add some red paradise paint. Just like so. And what you want to do is let this dry a little bit, then come in and add the white dot. And what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to want to paint the exposed Terminator hand. So what I've done, I've got some white DFX paint, and I'm actually painting the metal parts here. I'm basically building up the shape first of where the exoskeleton on my hand's going to be. And even though these are white now, they're actually going to be painted silver afterwards. And what I'm actually using, I'm using the knuckle parts and everything here on the hand just as a guide, which is really helpful. And I'm going to do the same here on the thumb area. Now if you didn't want to go this much in depth, you could just kind of paint some exposed areas where it looks like some of the hand's been broken away, but this video I actually wanted to try and do the whole hand exposed. And then I'm painting some of the exoskeleton here, as you can see. So I'm just slowly building this up. And this does take a little while to do, but this is pretty fun so far. And I'm going to speed this video up a bit and basically just show you a snapshot of what it looks like. What I've done, I've painted the whole thing white, and then I actually went over it in silver paradise paint. And then the rest of the parts I actually painted, they'd be exposed with some black DFX. So that's what it looks like, guys. And then I built up the rest of the image here. So now I've got this real cool video, and I'm going to recreate the scene from Terminator 2. Oh yeah, he's exposed his arm. I'm pretty pleased the way this came out, guys. And here's a snapshot of the finished product. So please like, share and subscribe to our channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you real soon. I'll be back.